Hello everyone, welcome to episode 4 of my beginner's guide. I'm just going to be doing a quick recap of the last video, that's why we're in Giants. So the only thing that has changed is I actually 6-starred my Fire Inigami with the Rainbow mods I got from doing the challenges through Giants. You don't have to 6-star him. I actually was doing this while he was 5-starred, and then I haven't changed any of the runes. I'll go over the runes in a sec after it, so I'm going to play it through. And then I'll show you TOA 20, and then I'll go into starting TOA 2A, which is Second Awakening today. So I'm just playing it through. I'm focusing on the boss. If it's not consistent for you, the runs, just do skill ups for your Shannon. Go through the shop, go some unknown scrolls, get some pixies, and just power up your Shannon with the pixies to give her skill ups. Same thing with the Inigamis. Just go through Feynman and get some Inigamis, and then use them on your max level ones, and then it'll give them some skill ups. So I haven't like there's B7, it's done. So I'll just go over the runes really quick. So Lapis is still on these runes, and she's still not awakened yet because I again missed Water Day. Um, these are the 5-star Fatal runes. The Swift Energy, there's so 6 and 9, and then same thing, Swift Energy with the speed 12, and then same thing, Bella with the 12. So you should be able to do your giants pretty easily. I'll go over the challenges while I'm on here. This is what yours should look like. Like again, the daily dungeon tips should be different for you depending on what day of the week it is for you. If you have them all open, that team should be able to do B7 on all of them pretty easily. Fusing, you just level up your units. If you're doing fusing challenges, the only thing I would do is up to this part. This part, sorry. Don't fuse Veromos. You don't need her. You can fuse her later on if you want to use her for Guild Wars or something like that, but only go up to the secret dungeon part. You don't have to go past it. So I'm not going too far into like that challenge. And then again, Giants should be up to B7 auto. So for TOA, I use the exact same team. He was Infinite Fire and he got me. Also was still only 5-star when I did it. So you don't need a 6-star him, but I ended up doing it. So the other thing you do if your Giants B7 it wasn't working as well, if it's not consistent, you're like failing a couple times, is you could actually go back into Feynman, pop an EXP booster, start leveling up all your units to 6-star, which you're going to be doing as well. So you're going to be farming a lot of Giants B7 until you get the runes to keep going further up. You're also just going to be 6-starring all your units. So this is TOA. I autoed it all. Um, in the video or like a later video, I'm gonna be going through higher TOAs, which you're gonna have to start actually manually doing it because autoing it is not gonna do it past a certain level. So that was just TOA 20. And then you get a bunch of scrolls from doing your challenges and everything. So that's the recap and some skill ups. Basically, like I said, you just go through here. You're gonna look for pixies. I actually saved some skill ups just so I could show you what you would do. All those are summons. So you go to Shannon, you just use lower level pixies, you hit power up, and there's 2 free skill ups for Shannon. So that's all you do, you just look for those. Same thing with the Inigamis. Ideally, you want to do it though, so if your Shannon's a 2-star, you actually want to level them up with the skill up. So you would use 2 pixies to level up to 3. If you haven't done that already, it's fine. And then Shannon, when she's 3-star max, you want to level up 3 pixies to 3-star. Use 3 pixies, and that's the efficient way of doing it. If you don't, it's fine. You're only going to use like miss a couple stuff. So then after skill ups is Verd. So you're going to go to here to the fusion, Hexagram. Verd is the fire vampire, not the wind one over here. So you're going to get these 4 units. You're going to awaken them. You're going to 4-star them, and then you just hit fuse. So make sure you're working on these units by now, because you're going to need Verd pretty soon for Dimensional Hole and the TOA. So really focus on Verd right now and these units. So when you're doing Feynman, if you're leveling up, say your new 6-star for higher Inugami, make sure you're also leveling up these units as well. So now that that's all done, we're going to start doing Second Awakening. What Second Awakening is this right here. When you go in Awakening, he's already awakened. Some units have a second awaken, and now this is very important because the energy that you get from doing this, it resets every 2 hours, and you want to make sure, which when I open it in a sec, you want to make sure you always have less than 100 energy, which I'm going to go over in a sec, so don't worry about it if you didn't understand what that is. So first off, you're gonna have to open up the second awakening, which is this dimensional hole right here. So what you're gonna do is this portal should be open now that you've completed all the scenarios. You're just gonna do normal. I have to actually get some energy. So I would do this just to make sure that you complete it, and then you would just do 3 units with that you want to level up. So if you have the verd, like I said, stuff over here, level up that, start doing that. So now these are gonna level up as well, and then you just play through it. Should be easy with the lapis and the fire inigami. Uh, and this is also a good way of leveling up units. So every time you have rift portals, you could put lapis in here with 4 units that are low level, and you're getting a ton of XP from doing this dimensional rift. So you just play through it. Should be pretty easy. Lapis could even probably solo. I probably don't need the fire inigami to do this, but it's just to make sure. So once you're done that, it's gonna then open up the next part of the content, which is the world boss. So you're gonna have to just go through the story. I don't know why this is even in the game. There's nothing like moving around, it's just a bunch of people talking. Alright, so once that's done, it's gonna open up the world boss. So then you go over here, opens up. All you're gonna do is go to the world boss, you battle it. You can just auto assign. It doesn't matter, like you can't fail it or anything like that. It's just gonna give you a rank how much damage you do it. So the first time you do it, you can't skip it, but usually there's a skip button down here, so you can just skip through it. So I'm just gonna let it play out. Eventually, you're gonna need to get a higher rank on this too for the Summoner's Way later on. So you're gonna have to like rune up all your units because you have to do a lot of damage to it to get, I think it was a B rank for the later on. But I'm probably gonna get D on here just because I don't have a lot of the units even ruined or leveled up. You should also be doing this world boss every day, even if you get a low rank, just because there's a small chance you can get a Devilmon. So make sure you're doing this every day, at least once. So I got an F, which is even worse than I thought I'd get. Gives you some stuff. The higher rank you get, the more stuff you get. So now that's going to open up the raid portal. So you're just going to go through all this stuff, this video. Pretty neat. So it's going to have the Rift Beast as well in there. So once it opens up, should make this skippable, but I guess it's cool for some people to watch for the very first time. So, alright, now that's done, it's going to open up. Rift World's unlocked. So then you're just going to go over here to Rift the Worlds, enter, more story stuff. These are the beasts, all the elements. So you're going to do the Rift Raid for this next part to open up the dimensional hole. Alright, so now that they're done talking, you're going to go into party list. You're going to just find one that is starting to do, I don't want to go to repeat. So you want to find one that says normal over here. So like this one. Hopefully I can join it. Alright, I joined it. Now you just put 6 units down. So I'm just gonna put these 6 right now. So like so. And then you just have to wait for everyone to join in. You just hit ready. Hopefully, because you're gonna be like kind of new this and low level, these people can carry you. Because you're probably gonna not be the top damage for this. So I'm just gonna skip into the start of it because it might take a while to get a third person. Oh, never mind. So then it just starts it. You and the 2 other players that joined you, are just gonna kill this boss, and then you get stuff based on the amount of debuffs you do and damage. So you actually might get pretty high on the damage, just because you have a lot of debuffs and damage. Some people use like Veramos, which doesn't do much damage and just keeps your team alive. So you can see over here that I'm last right now. Good thing Tool Army is carrying us so far. Oh, he left. Big scary boss, doing a bunch of damage. Alright, so this should kill it before he does that phase again. I'm actually second. It's pretty good. Usually this is a little bit faster because it's only level 1, but it's just new players doing this, opening up their dimensional hole. So you just, again, go through it. It's probably going to do a bunch of story stuff and open up the hole. So you open up this, you get your Grindstones, which Grindstones increase your Despair rune. So for these, I'll go more into it in another video, but the Grindstone Despair, so any Despair rune that has attack percent, you could add attack percent to it, or a higher percent. No, I don't want to start a new session. So you just, again, these two people are going to talk. It's going to open up the dimensional hole, which is Second Awakening, so that it unlocks the energy for you, and you can start doing your Second Awaken. Now, while I'm going through the story, I'm just going to quickly go over the ones that you want to start off with. So, when you're doing these, you want to either have Crow, Fire Unigami, or Spectra, or a Naomi if you have enough skills for Naomi. Those four are the first ones that you're going to be doing. So think about which one you want to do. In my opinion, I think Spectra is the best one to start with just because you can use it in Giants, you can use it in Dragons. It helps your TOA 100, and like I said, I'm only doing up to 10 on each dungeon, and then TOA 100. But Spectra is what I found the best overall to start with. And for Second Awakening, you actually need full skill up. So if you have Spectra, which is the Fire Griffin, you're gonna have to farm the scenario that drops Griffins, or do the secret dungeons to fully skill them up before you think about Second Awakening them. But on this account, I'm actually gonna do the Fire Inuyami just because I want it to be as free to play as possible. I don't even want to farm the secret dungeon for the Griffins or anything like that. A lot of people do Crow first, but the two best overall ones are definitely Crow and Fire Inuyami. Naomi, if you're doing Naomi, it just helps speed up your giants a lot. So I wouldn't even, she's like probably the fourth one I would recommend doing Second Awakening unless you really want to speed up your giants. But for overall purposes, Crow or the Fire Inuyami the best, and then Spectra. But Spectra is really good for 2A. It's a long cutscene. So I'm just gonna skip to the part where it opens because it's gonna take forever. Alright, so all my cutscenes are done. I actually went through it and did level 1 of the Inigami just to make sure all the cutscenes are done while I'm explaining this. So this energy down here is the energy I was talking about. It's the most valuable energy you can get in the game because you always want to keep this refreshing. So the way I usually do it is you do the highest level you can do. So if I can do level 3 for the Inigamis, which I'll go in a sec and show you the levels, I'll do level 3 repeat battle 10 times, go through it, and then that way at least like I have 10 energies refreshing. So when I end up upgrading my team and I do level 4, I'll have 100 of 100 again, and then I just do level 4 and then repeat battle it back down. So I would not farm these unless you're doing level 4 or 5, just because you want to make sure you're not wasting this energy. And I think anything less than 4 is a waste of farm. It's just good to keep it refreshing, so that's why I do level 3s. So you go into here, this is the Inigami one. You have the choice between Griffins, Inigamis, or Bears in this dimensional hole. And then you have a test mode, which is really nice because when you're going higher level up, you can at least see if your team can do it. So I've already done level 1, so I go to level 2 and test mode. I will go to start battle. It costs 0 energy, which is really nice, but you're not going to get the awaken experience for your Inuyami. Now I'm just going to quickly go over the team that I would be using in the end. This is the one I have for now, but I would be using Vertiheal, which I have. I just don't have runes on him yet. I also ideally want to 6-star him. And then Fran would be the healer I would use, but because you can't use 2 Inigamis if you're doing the Inigami one because you're going to get XP for the Inigami, it's not going to give you XP for both. So you're only allowed to use one. So if you're doing the Martial Cat, you can only have the Wind Martial Cat. You can't use like the Dark one and stuff like that. So I would either use, instead of Shannon, Lulu, Konamiya, or Fran, and then Vertiheal instead of Lapis, but this is just what I have. So I would usually hit playthrough, see if it works, and then once I know I can actually do the level, I go back in here, take it off, and then just do the level. And then you do that every time you go up. So then level 3 is probably what I can do on this account for now. So I do level 3, I would just farm it, and then I'm going to go back out and show you the Martial Cat one, which is the Lumel. You have the choice between the Werewolf and the Martial Cat, same thing. You go here, you put the Martial Cat in over here, Vertiheal, Lauren, and Fran, which is the 3 I would always recommend on a beginner's account when you do get Fran, because it takes you a while to get the ancient coins. Or you just use, for this one, you could use Vertiheal, Lauren, and Bella, because uh, you've already built Bella, most likely. So that's the dimensional hole. Just make sure you're doing the energy. Make sure you're farming the highest when you can for whatever you're playing on Second Awakening, whether it's Naomi, Spectra, or the Inigamis. So if you're doing the Inigamis, it's just like I said, you can't use Bella or Crow if you're doing the fire one. So that's the dimensional hole. Like I said, it's really important that you're doing this, making sure it's less than 100 energy because it's on a 2-hour refresh rate. So that's everything about the Second Awakening. So I'm just going to quickly go over the last parts of this video, which is Summoner's Way. You just follow these through. They're pretty easy. Just farm runes from B5 to B10. You're going to be farming B7 anyway, so you're going to get these runes. Upgrade 2 more runes to plus 12. Do some arenas. Power up a unit. You're going to already have this done because you have your whole 5-star team. You're going to find high essence. So make sure that if you're doing this one, you're doing like an actual attribute. So it's like water, fire, wind, dark, or light. Not, you can't do this on magic. It has to be an actual attribute. And then you're gonna get 5 highs. And also make sure you're doing one that you need. So if you haven't awakened, like say Lapis, and you need highs on it, make sure you're just doing that one. Or something that you plan on getting like Sigmar's. If you're gonna do that, you can just farm any of them, I guess, because you need highs for him. And then you just again awaken, clear Giants V7, farm a couple monsters, and now when you get to TOA 40 or 50, it might like be where you have to stop until you upgrade your runes, which I'm gonna be going over in the next video because all you're gonna be doing right now, which is the next part, is farming Giants V7. You're gonna be 6-starring your team. So if you have a bunch of unknown scrolls and EXP boosters, you can go into Feynman, level up your units, all the 6-stars. So you have a whole 6-star team besides Shannon. She's gonna stay 5-star. So you're gonna keep, then you're gonna go back to Giants. You're just gonna keep farming. I'm gonna go in the next video and I'm gonna make a separate video on runes alone. So just farm as many runes as you can get from Giants V7. If you know what you're doing, you can pick out the runes that you're gonna use, upgrade your runes, and just keep progressing through Giants. You can do 8, 9, 10. Ideally, you want to get to 10 by the end of this guide. So I'm just gonna quickly do some summons, really, from like the challenges I did, just see what I get, and then I'm gonna end the video and I'll see you on the next one after that. But if you like this video or you found it helpful in any way, just make sure you're leaving a comment below, liking or subscribing. I'm going to be doing a ton of content on this game. I'm going to be doing other games as well. I stream on Twitch. It's twitch.tv slash DVO space, underscore TV. And I also have an Instagram, Twitter, which is all going to be down below in the comments, or the description, sorry. So hopefully I can get another nat 5, that'd be nice. So I'm just gonna turn that off. These are gonna go into my building. Inigami, nice skill up. Elven Archer, which is good because I'm gonna probably use that for TOA. if you can get them. After I do like the free to play version of it, I actually did the free to play version on another account. I did Spectra. Uh, this would be nice if I had Illusion, but I actually just finished TOA 100 within 7 days on my other account. I second awakened a Spectra, so it made TOA very easy. So that's why I recommend doing Spectra first. But that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna do again, like I said, runes and everything on how to progress through giants to 10, go through TOA, a bunch of other stuff in the next video. So hopefully you're following along. I'll see you on the next.